Amir sat alone in his big office. The room was empty and quiet. The lights flickered and the old clock on the wall ticked slowly. Outside, the city was busy, but inside Amir's heart was heavy. His company, once the pride of the business world, was falling apart. For years, Amir had been a billionaire. He had everything: big buildings, many employees, fancy cars, and a happy family. People admired him. They called him a great businessman. But now, all that was gone. His company was on the edge of collapse. The bills were unpaid. The workers had stopped coming. Every day, creditors called him. They wanted their money back. They were angry and loud. Amir answered the phone with a tired voice, promising to pay soon, but he knew he could not. On his desk lay a single $1 bill. It was the last money he had left. Amir picked it up and looked at it. This $1 was the symbol of his failure. He sighed deeply and let the bill fall back on the table. The big screens on the wall showed graphs and numbers going down. His bank accounts were empty. The company's name was being spoken badly in the news. Investors had lost faith, and rivals were ready to take his place. Amir closed his eyes. He remembered when everything was good. When the phones never stopped ringing, with orders, when the office was full of happy faces. Now it was empty and silent. He stood up and walked to the window. Below, people hurried in the streets, busy with their lives. He felt lost. He had worked so hard, but now it seemed everything was slipping away. A knock on the door made him turn around. It was his assistant, Sarah. Her eyes were sad but still hopeful. "Amir, the creditors are calling again," she said softly. He nodded. "Tell them. We are trying." Sarah sighed and left. Amir sat back in his chair. He rubbed his tired eyes. "Is this the end?" he whispered to himself. For the first time in many years, Amir felt alone and scared. He had no plan, no money, and no clear way out. His empire was falling like a house of cards, but deep inside, a small voice told him not to give up yet. He needed a miracle. Suddenly his phone rang. The caller ID showed an unknown number. He hesitated but answered. "Hello?" Amir said. Calm voice replied, "Mr. Amir, I want to meet you. I have something important to share." Amir frowned. "Who is this?" "Someone who can help. Meet me today at the corner cafe at 5 p.m. Before Amir could say anything, the caller hung up. He sat still, thinking, was this a trick or maybe his last hope? The hours passed slowly. Amir's mind was full of questions and doubts. He looked again at the $1 bill. Could such a small thing mean something big? At 5 p.m., Amir left his office and walked to the cafe. The streets were busy, but his heart was heavy. What would happen next? At the cafe, a young boy was sitting at a table holding a small bucket. His clothes were simple and worn out. Amir felt surprised. This boy did not look like someone who could help a billionaire. The boy smiled and said, "You look tired, sir. I wash windows to help my family. But I have learned something that can help your company." Amir was confused but curious. "What do you mean?" The boy looked Amir in the eyes. "Sometimes it's not about money. It's about trust, honesty, and hard work. I want to help you." Amir felt a small hope inside him. Could this boy with the bucket and worn clothes teach him something important? He nodded slowly. "Tell me more." As the sun set behind the city buildings, Amir listened carefully to the boy's words. For the first time in a long time, he felt a spark of hope. Maybe this meeting was the miracle he had been waiting for. The next morning, Amir woke up feeling uneasy but hopeful. The meeting with the boy had stayed in his mind all night. He couldn't stop thinking about the simple words the boy had said, about trust, honesty, and hard work. But how could a window washer, a poor boy from the streets, really help a billionaire save his broken company? Amir knew he had nothing left to lose. His pride was already gone. So he decided to visit the boy again. Outside his office, Amir waited. Soon he saw the boy appear, carrying his small bucket and cleaning cloths. His name was Samir, and despite his young age, his eyes were full of determination. Samir greeted Amir with a shy smile. "Good morning, sir." Amir smiled back, trying to hide his worry. "Good morning, Samir. Thank you for coming. I want to learn from you." Samir looked surprised but happy. "I want to help." Amir led Samir inside his office. The room felt cold and empty, but Amir spoke with warmth. "I want to know what you think I should do. My company is dying. People don't trust us anymore. My employees have lost hope. I don't know where to begin." Samir sat down on a chair that was too big for him. He looked around, then spoke quietly, but clearly. "Sir, I have no money, but I have learned one thing from my mother. She told me that honesty is the strongest power. People trust those who are honest, even if they have little." Amir listened carefully. "Your company lost trust," Samir continued. "Maybe you need to show people you care more than just money. Help your workers, help your customers. Be honest about your problems. People will support you if you are true." Amir felt a chill. Could it be so simple? Could trust really save? "A giant company?" he asked. "But how do I show that? How do I fix years of mistakes?" Samir smiled. "Start small. Talk to your workers. Listen to them. Fix small problems first. Show customers you want to help, not just sell." Amir nodded. Slowly, he liked the boy's simple wisdom. It was different from the advice he got from his expensive managers. Maybe this was the truth he needed. In the following days, Amir tried Samir's advice. He called a meeting with his employees. At first, they were surprised to see him. Some even laughed quietly. How could a broken billionaire fix anything now? But Amir spoke honestly. He told them about the company's problems. He admitted his mistakes. Then, he asked for their ideas and help. The workers were quiet at first. Then, slowly, they started to speak. Some shared problems they faced at work. Others gave ideas to save money or help customers. Amir felt a warm feeling inside. For the first time in months, hope was growing. Meanwhile, Samir continued his work outside the office, washing windows and dreaming big. He visited Amir often, sharing new ideas and cheering him on. Word about the company's changes spread quietly. Customers noticed the difference. The company started to receive small orders again, but not everyone was happy. Some powerful rivals watched Amir's slow comeback with anger. They sent messages warning Amir to give up. They spread rumors to destroy his reputation. Amir felt the pressure. The old fear tried to return. But now, with Samir by his side and hope in his heart, Amir was stronger. One evening, Amir and Samir sat on the rooftop of the office building. The city lights twinkled below. Samir looked at Amir and said, "You have the power to change more than just your company. You can show everyone that even in the hardest times, truth and hard work win." Amir smiled. "Thank you, Samir. You have given me more than advice. You gave me hope." The night air was cool and calm. Amir felt ready to face whatever came. Next, his journey to save his empire had just begun. The next morning, Amir sat quietly in his office. The small changes he had started were working, but the company was still in trouble. His bank account was almost empty, and the pressure to save his empire was heavier than ever. He looked out of the window, watching the city come alive. The busy streets were full of people rushing to work and school. Amir wondered how his story would end. Would he lose everything he built, or could he rise again? Just then, Samir, the window washer boy, appeared outside holding his bucket and cloth. Amir opened the window and called him inside. "Samir," Amir said, "I want to hear more of your ideas. You have helped me see things in a new way, but I'm still lost on how to save my company completely." Samir smiled but looked serious. "Sir, I don't have a business degree. I just know life from where I come from. My family is poor, but we survive because we help each other and trust one another." Amir leaned forward, eager to listen. "Let me tell you something my mother taught me," Samir said softly. "She says that in hard times, people need more than money. They need kindness, respect, and honesty. If you give them this, they will stay with you, even if things are tough." Amir thought about this. He had always believed that money and Power were the most important. But now he was learning something new. A lesson from a boy who washed windows for a living. Tell me more, Amir said quietly. Samir wiped his hands on a rag and continued. Your employees feel scared. Your customers feel lost. You need to show them that you care about them, not just your profits. Talk to them honestly. Listen to their problems. Help them find solutions together. Amir nodded slowly. He realized that for years he had only focused on numbers and growth. He had forgotten the people behind the business. Samir looked Amir in the eyes and said, Sir, the people you work with are your family now. If you protect them and they trust you, your company can survive. Amir felt a deep emotion he hadn't felt in a long time. Hope. He decided to act on Samir's advice immediately. The next day, Amir invited all his employees to a meeting. The room was full of tired faces. Many doubted Amir's ability to save the company. Amir stood in front of them and spoke honestly. I made many mistakes. I focused too much on money and forgot what really matters. You, the people who work hard every day. I want to change that. I want us to work together to save this company. The employees were silent. Then, one by one, they began to share their concerns and ideas. Amir listened carefully. For the first time in months, Amir felt a connection with his team. They were no longer just workers. They were partners in this fight. Outside, news of Amir's new approach spread quietly. Customers started to notice changes in service and honesty. Orders slowly began to return, but danger still loomed. Rivals who wanted Amir's company to fail watched closely. They spread rumors and tried to turn customers and employees against him. One evening, Amir received a threatening message. Give up now or lose everything. Amir looked at the message and felt fear. But then he remembered Samir's words about trust and kindness. He knew he could not give up. At that moment, Samir knocked on the door and entered with a smile. Sir, we will fight this together. Trust me. Amir smiled back. Thank you, Samir. Your advice is my light in the dark. As the night fell, Amir felt ready to face the challenges ahead. The road was still long and hard, but now he had a new strength, hope born from an unexpected friend. Days passed, and Amir's company was still fighting to survive. The small changes had helped, but it wasn't enough. The bank account was almost empty. The creditors were growing impatient. The pressure was heavier than ever. Amir felt the weight of the world on his shoulders. One afternoon, Samir came to Amir with an idea. His eyes shone with hope. Sir, I have a plan, Samir said quietly. Amir looked up, surprised. You have a plan? Tell me. Samir took a deep breath. I may be just a boy who cleans windows, but I see things others don't. I know people in the city, people who want to help but don't know how. Amir leaned in closer. If we can bring these people together, small business owners, workers, customers, we can create a community to support your company. They can buy your products, spread the word, and give you a chance. Amir was silent. For a moment, the idea sounded risky. Could a poor boy's plan really save a giant company? But Amir was desperate. He agreed to try. They began working together. Samir visited local shops, markets, and small businesses. He told them about Amir's company, its problems, and its new promise to be honest and caring. Slowly, people started to listen. Some agreed to help. They promised to support the company by buying products and telling others. Amir felt a spark of hope growing. But the rivals noticed this new movement. They wanted to stop it. One night, Amir's office was broken into. Papers were stolen and his computer was damaged. Amir was shocked but refused to be scared. This is a fight, he said. But we will win with truth, not fear. Samir worked harder than ever. He organized small events where Amir could meet customers and workers. Amir spoke honestly about his mistakes and his dreams to rebuild. People began to believe in him again. One evening, Amir received a call from an old friend, a powerful businessman who had once been his enemy. I heard what you are doing, the friend said. If you keep going, you might surprise us all. But be careful. This world is not kind to those who fall. Amir smiled. Thank you for the warning. But I believe in this new path. I believe in hope. As the days passed, Amir's company slowly recovered. Orders increased. Employees worked with new energy. Customers returned. But the greatest strength came from the small community Samir had built. A family of people who believed in second chances. Amir looked at Samir one evening and said, "You have done more than clean my windows. You have cleaned the doubts from my heart." Samir smiled. "And you have shown me that even the biggest problems can be solved with small, honest steps." The road ahead was still uncertain, but Amir no longer walked alone. Together they would face whatever came next. The days after the secret plan began felt brighter, but the storm was far from over. Amir's company showed signs of life. Orders were coming in again. Customers were returning. The small community Samir had built was growing stronger. But the rivals did not rest. They wanted to destroy everything Amir was trying to save. One morning, Amir arrived at his office to find a dark letter on his desk. The message was clear and frightening. "Stop now or everything you love will be taken from you." Amir felt a cold shiver run down his spine. The warning was real. He looked around the empty room. The walls that once echoed with business talks were now silent, save for the sound of his own breathing. Samir came in just then, holding his bucket and cloth. He saw the letter and understood the danger. "We can't let fear control us," Samir said softly. "We have come too far." Amir nodded. He felt a new fire burning inside him, a fire that refused to be put out by threats. That day, Amir called a meeting with his closest employees. The room was filled with worry, but Amir's voice was steady. "We face danger, but we also have hope," Amir told them. "We will fight for our company, for our future, together." The employees looked at each other, and a quiet determination spread through the room. But the rivals were not done yet. That night a fire broke out in one of the company's warehouses. Flames and smoke destroyed much of the stock. Amir rushed to the scene, heart pounding. The firefighters worked quickly, but the damage was heavy. He stood outside, watching the fire die down. Tears burned his eyes. This was a huge blow. But Samir was there beside him. "Sir," Samir said firmly, "this fire cannot burn our hope. We will rebuild." Amir wiped his eyes and took a deep breath. He realized that giving up was not an option. In the following days, Amir worked harder than ever. He spoke to investors, employees, and customers. He told them the truth about the fire and asked for their support. Slowly, help came. People donated money and resources. Employees volunteered extra hours. The small community rallied. Amir felt the power of unity. But deep inside, Amir knew the rivals were still watching, waiting for the next chance to strike. One night, while working late, Amir received a phone call. The voice on the other end was cold and threatening. "Your time is over, Amir. Give up or lose everything." Amir's hands clenched the phone tightly. "I will never give up," he said quietly. "Not now. Not ever." The line went dead. Amir looked at Samir, who was cleaning the office windows. "Thank you for standing with me," Amir said. Samir smiled. "We are stronger together." The battle to save the company was far from over. But Amir was no longer alone. With hope, honesty, and friends by his side, he was ready to face whatever came next. After the fire and the threats, the company's future still looked uncertain. The damage was heavy, and many believed it was the end. But Amir refused to accept defeat. Every morning, Amir arrived early at the office, determined to find a way to save what was left. Samir was always there, ready to help, his bright eyes full of hope. One morning, Amir received unexpected news. A small investor, someone no one had noticed before, offered to put money into the company. The catch? They wanted to see a real plan, a proof that the company could change and grow again. Amir knew this was his chance. He called a meeting with his team. "We have one opportunity," Amir said. "We must work harder and smarter than ever before." Together they made a new plan. This time, it was not just about money. It was about trust, respect, and working as one family. They decided to create new products that people really needed. They promised honesty and fairness to their customers, and they planned to take care of their employees better than before. Amir and Samir started visiting clients personally. They listened to complaints and ideas. They promised to improve. First, it was hard. Some people doubted them. Some were slow to trust again. But little by little, orders started coming in. The company began to grow again. One day, Amir received a letter. It was from a customer who wrote, "Your honesty and care brought me back. I believe in you." Amir smiled. Showed the letter to Samir. "This is the real success," Amir said. "Not money, but trust." Then came a surprise. The small investor called Amir with good news. "We are ready to support you fully," the investor said. "Your hard work and honesty convinced us." Amir felt hope rise like a new sun, but the rivals were not finished. They tried one last time to ruin Amir's company by spreading lies about poor quality. Amir faced the challenge with courage. He invited customers to see the company, to meet the workers, and to judge for themselves. The truth was clear. Amir's company was honest and hardworking. Slowly, the lies disappeared. Amir looked at Samir and said, "This is our turning point. We have come so far." Samir smiled, and this is only the beginning. Together they knew that no matter what came next, they would face it with hope and courage. Months had passed since the darkest days of Amir's company. The road was long and hard, but finally, the light was shining again. The office was full of life. Employees laughed and worked together. Orders were coming steadily, and customers were returning with smiles. Amir stood by the window looking out at the city. He remembered the moment when he had only $1 left, the moment when hope felt impossible. Now, everything was changing. Samir walked in with his cleaning bucket, smiling as always. "Sir, the company looks alive again," Samir said. Amir smiled back. "It is alive because of everyone who never gave up." They both knew the truth. This success was not just about money or power. It was about trust, kindness, and second chances. One day, Amir was invited to speak at a big business event. The room was filled with powerful people, some who had doubted him, some who had watched him fail. Amir took the stage and spoke from his heart. "I lost everything," he said. "But in losing, I found something more important: hope and honesty. These are the real treasures that build a company and a life." The crowd was silent, then slowly started to clap. Some stood to applaud. After the event, a young man came to Amir. It was a small window-washing boy from the city, Samir's friend. "Sir," the boy said, "you taught us all that no matter how small we are, we can make a big difference." Amir nodded, feeling proud and humble. Back at the office, Amir and Samir looked at the company's future with new eyes. "Thank you," Amir said to Samir. "You gave me more than just a plan. You gave me hope." Samir smiled. "And you showed me that even the biggest giants can fall and rise again." The story of Amir and Samir became a lesson for many, that in the darkest moments, a small spark of hope can light the way. And so, the bankrupt billionaire's last dollar was not just money. It was the beginning of a new life, a new company, and a new hope for the future.